They were ready to abandon their dog forever. Then they checked the camera and froze in horror. What would you do if your loyal companion suddenly turned aggressive toward someone you trusted? One family was about to make the worst decision of their lives until they discovered a truth that changed everything. Sarah had stopped believing in miracles. 4 years of marriage to Michael, 4 years of hoping, praying, waiting. Every month brought the same heartbreak. Every negative test felt like another door closing. The doctors were blunt. Motherhood might never happen for her. She cried herself to sleep more nights than she could count. Michael held her, whispered reassurances, but she could see the pain in his eyes, too. They both wanted it so badly, a family, a child, something to fill the emptiness that had settled into their home like an unwelcome guest. Then Michael came home one evening with a surprise. A puppy, a Staffordshire Terrier with eyes that seemed to understand everything. Sarah held the squirming bundle in her arms and felt something crack open inside her chest. For the first time in months, she smiled, a real smile. "What should we name her?" Michael asked softly. Sarah looked down at the puppy, who had already curled into her embrace like she belonged there. "Luna," she whispered. "Her name is Luna." From that moment, Luna became Sarah's shadow. The dog followed her everywhere, to the kitchen, to the bedroom, even waiting outside the bathroom door. Sarah poured all her frustrated maternal love into training Luna, teaching her tricks, walking her through the park. Luna learned fast, responded to every command, every gesture. She became more than a pet. She became family. 3 years passed. Sarah never gave up hoping. She took her vitamins, tracked her cycles, refused to surrender to despair. Michael admired her strength even when he saw how much it cost her. Then Luna started acting strange. It began subtly. The dog wouldn't leave Sarah's side. If Sarah went into a room and closed the door, Luna would scratch and whine desperately. At night, she insisted on sleeping pressed against Sarah's legs. Michael found it odd, but assumed maybe Luna was going through some phase. "She's probably just anxious," Sarah said, stroking Luna's head. But even she seemed puzzled by the sudden clinginess. 2 weeks later, Sarah's hands trembled as she stared at the pregnancy test. 2 lines. Positive. She couldn't breathe, couldn't think. She ran to Michael, crying so hard she couldn't speak, just shoved the test into his hands. He looked at it, looked at her, and then they were both crying, holding each other like they'd never let go. Luna had known. Somehow, impossibly, she had sensed it before they did. Sarah hugged the dog, tears streaming down her face. "You knew, didn't you? You were protecting us." The pregnancy was difficult, but worth every moment. Sarah had never felt more alive. Michael was constantly worried, constantly checking on her, making sure she rested enough. And Luna? Luna never left her side, her self-appointed guardian angel. When their daughter was born, they named her Grace, because that's what she was. Pure grace, a gift they never thought they'd receive. Sarah held her daughter and felt complete for the first time in years. But she had to return to work. Michael did too. They couldn't survive on one income, not with a newborn. The thought of leaving Grace with a stranger made Sarah physically ill. She interviewed nanny after nanny, rejecting each one for reasons she couldn't quite explain. Then her best friend Rebecca called. "I heard you're looking for a nanny," Rebecca said warmly. "What if I did it? I'm between jobs anyway, and you know I'd take care of Grace like she was my own." Sarah nearly cried with relief. Rebecca, her college roommate, her maid of honor, the person who'd helped them find this very house. Of course, it was perfect. Rebecca, you're a lifesaver, Sarah breathed. Honestly, you're the only person I'd trust with her. Rebecca started the following week. Everything seemed fine at first. She was gentle with Grace, always on time, never complained. But Luna was a different story. The dog refused to leave Grace's room. She positioned herself between the baby and Rebecca constantly. When Rebecca tried to pick up Grace, Luna would growl, low, threatening, unlike anything she'd ever done before. The sweet, obedient dog they knew had vanished, replaced by something fierce and protective. "Sarah, I'm really worried," Rebecca said one afternoon, her voice tight. "Luna almost bit me today. I was just trying to change Grace's diaper and she lunged at me. I don't feel safe here." Sarah felt torn in two. Luna had been with them through the darkest times. But Grace's safety came first. Always. What if she actually hurt someone? Sarah asked Michael that night, her voice breaking. What if she hurts Rebecca? Or worse, what if she hurts Grace? Michael rubbed his face tiredly. They'd been through so much already. Maybe we need to find her a new home, someone without kids. The words hung between them like poison. Neither could look at Luna, who was sleeping peacefully at the foot of Grace's crib. "Let's go out tomorrow night," Michael said finally. "Rebecca can watch Grace. Maybe if we're not here, Luna will calm down and learn to trust her." Sarah nodded, though doubt gnawed at her insides. The next evening, Rebecca arrived with her usual bright smile. Sarah handed over the baby reluctantly, gave her a list of instructions, tried to ignore the knot in her stomach. As they walked to the car, Luna began howling. The sound was heartbreaking, desperate, pleading. Sarah turned back, her hand on the door handle. "We need to do this," Michael said gently. "She has to learn." At the restaurant, Sarah couldn't focus. She picked at her food, checked her phone every 5 minutes. Michael tried to distract her with conversation, but she kept seeing Luna's eyes, hearing that terrible howling. Then Rebecca called, "You need to come home, now." Her voice was shaking. "Luna tried to attack me. She won't let me anywhere near Grace. I tried to lock her in another room, but she went crazy. I'm scared, Sarah. Please come back." They ran to the car. The house was chaos when they arrived. Grace was crying. Rebecca stood near the door, pale and shaken. Luna circled the room restlessly, never taking her eyes off Rebecca. "I'm so sorry," Sarah said, taking Grace from Rebecca's arms. "I don't know what's gotten into her." Rebecca left quickly. The moment the door closed behind her, Luna stopped pacing. She sat down calmly, looking up at Sarah as if to say, "See, I told you." Sarah and Michael exchanged a long look. They both knew what had to happen. Luna couldn't stay. Not if she was going to attack their help. Not if Grace was in danger. That night, Michael couldn't sleep. Luna's strange behavior kept replaying in his mind. She had always been gentle, perfectly trained. What could have caused such a sudden change? Then he remembered the security cameras. He had installed them months earlier when Sarah was pregnant and feeling nervous. He rarely checked the recordings, but tonight something told him he must. Michael opened his laptop and pulled up the footage from that evening. His fingers moved slowly as he clicked through the files. He expected to see Luna being overly protective or barking too much. He was ready to believe that finding her a new home was the right choice. But what he saw made his stomach twist. Rebecca wasn't who they thought she was. The footage showed her wandering through their home whenever she believed she was alone. She opened drawers, searched through Michael's office, slipped Sarah's jewelry into her pockets. She went through purses, checked coat pockets, and even looked through the baby's room for valuables. But that wasn't the worst part. When Grace cried, Rebecca ignored her. For nearly 20 minutes, the baby's cries echoed through the room while Rebecca kept searching the master bedroom. She didn't even pause to check on her. And when she finally picked Grace up, she handled her with irritation, careless and impatient, as if she were nothing more than a chore. Luna had witnessed everything. Each time Rebecca approached Grace, the dog placed herself between them. Each time Rebecca tried to leave the baby alone so she could continue snooping, Luna blocked her path and growled softly. Michael's hands trembled as he watched. Rebecca had taken cash from his wallet, Sarah's grandmother's necklace, and even some medications from the bathroom cabinet. His jaw tightened as he called Sarah upstairs. "You need to see this." They watched the footage together, shocked and heartbroken. Then Sarah grabbed her phone and called for help. "Our nanny has been stealing from us," she said, her voice shaken, "and she's been neglecting our daughter. We have everything recorded." The authorities arrived quickly. After reviewing the footage, they told Michael and Sarah that Rebecca had a history they never knew about. She had been dismissed from previous jobs for the same behavior, but had hidden her past well. She was also wanted in another area for stealing from an elderly woman she once cared for. Rebecca was taken into custody that night. When officials searched her apartment, they found items from at least 6 other families: jewelry, electronics, cash, and sentimental belongings. Sarah felt sick. This was the woman she had called her best friend, the woman she trusted with her newborn, the woman she welcomed into her home. And all along, Luna had known. While they doubted her, scolded her, and even considered giving her away, she had been protecting Grace and their home from someone who never cared about them. "We almost gave her up," Sarah cried, hugging Luna tightly. The dog nuzzled her gently, forgiving and loyal. "We almost let go of the one who saw the truth." Michael wrapped his arms around them both. "Never again. We trust Luna, always." Luna had saved their daughter. She had protected countless other families by revealing Rebecca's behavior. She did it while being misunderstood, pushed aside, and treated like the problem. And she never stopped protecting them. Sometimes the ones who love us most can sense dangers we don't see. They don't need words. They just need us to listen. Luna wasn't the threat. She was the hero. And this family learned that true loyalty isn't about obedience. It's about protection, even when no one understands why. If this story touched your heart, please hit like and subscribe for more incredible true stories. Have you ever had a pet who sensed danger before you did? Share your experience in the comments. We'd love to hear it. See you in the next video.